After a recent incident involving Tempe police officers and Starbucks made national headlines, many are asking why there's been an apparent decline in the public's confidence in law enforcement.
Cronkite News reporter Gabriella Khalaj spoke with a researcher today whose work shows young adults are front and center when it comes to this issue. Gabriella?
Adam Fine is an assistant professor in the School of Criminology and Criminal Justice at ASU. He, along with other researchers, has just released a new report showing teenagers don't feel as confident in trusting the law enforcement officers. This Tempe Starbucks, located on McKellips and Scottsdale Roads, is where a customer asked a barista that 6 Tempe police officers be removed on the 4th of July. The reason? According to reports, the person felt uncomfortable in their presence. It's an issue Professor Adam Fine knows well.
And what this study uniquely shows is that across the last decade, kids' perceptions of legal authority, like law enforcement and the justice system, have become consistently more and more negative every year.
Law enforcement agencies have recently been making headlines, and not always for the right reasons. Phoenix police officers were caught on cell phone video having an altercation with a young African-American couple back in May that has ignited rallies and protests. Fine says these kinds of images do have an effect on younger adults.
Kids today are growing up in an age where we are having national conversations about policing, about biased policing, about unjust policing, about police relationships with the community. We see social media coverage in general about law enforcement actions, oftentimes very unjust, oftentimes biased, sometimes played out of proportion.
And while agencies like Phoenix PD are taking steps to try and regain the public's trust, Professor Fine says it won't be an easy road.
So this becomes a public safety issue. The more the public does not trust law enforcement, I would say the less safe we actually are as a society.
Professor Fine also says he believes in the change in perception is driven by teens' use of social media, where in recent years they've seen a surge of negative content about policing. In the broadcast center, Gabriella Khalaj, Cronkite News.
We asked on our Cronkite News Facebook and Twitter pages if you feel the general public is experiencing mistrust of Arizona law enforcement officials due to recent events. Here's what some of you had to say. Juan says, always been a mistrust, always will be. And John says, there are definitely issues, but I have also had recently some good experiences with Phoenix PD. It's not too late to join the conversation.